Good afternoon. My name is Patricia Rissette, and I am the Artistic Director of Young Artist Programs of Opera Theater of St. Louis. Thank you for joining us for the third of this spring's John D. and Sally S. Levy masterclasses. This series was created in memory of a founding board member, John D. Levy, and the purpose of these classes is to nurture emerging artists by offering them chances to work with a broad array of teaching artists. Now, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing today's teaching artist, acclaimed tenor, William Burden. William Burden has performed at the world's greatest opera houses, including the Metropolitan Opera, San Francisco Opera, Teatro alla Scala, Glyndebourne, Santa Fe Opera, and the Bayerische Staatsoper, among many others. His many roles include the title roles in Les Contes d'Hoffmann, Faust, The Rake's Progress, Pelléas et Mélisande, Candide, as well as Don José in Carmen, Captain Vere in Billy Budd, Loge in Das Rheingold, Ferrando in Così fan tutte, and Lenski in Eugene Onegin. He has created roles in new operas by Jake Heggie, Mark Adamo, Christopher Theophanidis, and Tobias Picker. His recordings include Beethoven's Symphony No. 9 with Michael Tilson Thomas and the San Francisco Symphony, Barber's Vanessa with the BBC Symphony Orchestra, as well as appearing in the Met Opera's live HD broadcast of Thomas Oddish's The Tempest. We are so lucky to have this tremendous artist and human being here today. Please welcome my good friend, Bill Burden.
Hi, welcome everyone. Well, I'm so delighted to be here. Pat, it's so great to see you.
It's so good to see you, Bill.
Well, I am absolutely delighted to be here with you all. My journey, my operatic journey actually started at Opera Theater of St. Louis before there were young artist programs. I was in the chorus in 1988 and got my start and have loved the company ever since. So I am absolutely thrilled to be able to be here today. And the work that I've already been able to do with these wonderful young singers has just been so rewarding. So let's get started.
Hi, everybody. My name is Geoff Peterson. I'm a baritone here in Trumansburg, New York right now. And today I will be singing Papageno's Suicide Aria from Die Zauberflöte. Papagena, Papagena, Papagena. Weibchen, Täubchen, meine Schöne, vergebens. Ach, sie ist verloren, ich bin zum Unglück schon geboren. Ich plauderte, und das verschlägt. Und drum geschieht es mir schon recht, Seit ich der kostet diesen Wein, seit ich das schöne Weibchen sah, so brennt's im Herzenskämmerlein, so fliegt es hier, so fliegt es da, Papagena, Herzensweibchen, Papagena, liebes Weibchen. Siehst umsonst, es ist vergebens, müde bin ich meines Lebens, sterben mag der Lieb ein Ernst, wenn's im Herzens noch so brennt. Diesen Baum da will ich zielen, mir an ihm den Hals zu schnüren, weil des Lebens mir missfällt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt, weil du böse an mir handelst, mir kein schönes Kind zubandest, so mich aus, so sterbe ich. Schöne Mädchen, denkt an mich, schöne Mädchen, denkt an mich. Will sich eine mich armen, wie sich's Herzen noch erbarmen, was soll das ist diesmal sein? Rufet ja oder nein, rufet ja oder nein. Keiner hört mich, Alle stille, 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 also ist es eure Wille. Papageno, frisch hinauf, endest deines Lebenslauf. Papageno, frisch hinauf, endest deines Lebenslauf. Nun, ich warte noch, es sei, ich warte noch. Nun, es sei, bin ich mein Seelet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei, weil mich nichts zurückhält. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt.
Terrific. Oh, that's great. Now, you said that you haven't been doing this aria for very long, right?
No, this is about maybe 3-ish weeks old.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest issue with this is just texty, right? And you're telling this incredible story, which we would have followed throughout the evening. But since you're doing it in a one shot, it's just got to be all about the clarity of it. And you were so specific with your movements and all, and I think that's great. I would posit one thing to you, and you can check this with our baritone colleagues. Without the panpipes, I'm not absolutely convinced that the whistle is necessary, but it could be a little bit of a gesture or some sort of an acknowledgement. And you need to have the 3 for the 3 times that it happens, but it could almost be, eins.
Yep.
Whatever it is, because I don't want you to have to make this a thing, which it is in the show.
Yeah.
When you play Papageno, you will see so much of your time is about the comfort level of having that panpipe around your neck and always having to reach for it.
Yep.
In an audition situation, or even in a concert version of this, stack the deck and let it be all about you communicating with us directly.
Got it.
Which you're doing so great. Just from a vocal standpoint, what you did, Papagena, Herzensweibchen, Papagena, liebes Täubchen. The way you released your jaw on Täubchen is the way I want you to release your jaw all the time. Okay? And at the risk of alienating all our coaching friends, I don't want your jaw to help you with your diction. Okay. So if the diction feels a little lazier in your mouth, it's actually going to be easier for us in the audience to understand because you're not actually making us watch you speak, sing. You're letting us hear it. Okay. So can we, I don't know how easy it is for you to stop and start your.
I can make it work.
Great. Let's just start it. Geboren. That's one of the first places I want to make sure that you just completely release the jaw. And Papagena, you can let it all feel the slightest bit lazier in a weird way. Okay?
Cool. Papagena, Papagena, Papagena. Weibchen, Täubchen, meine Schöne, vergebens. Ach, sie ist verloren, ich nicht zum Sohn schon geboren.
Great, good. There's a place. Ich bin zum Unglück schön geboren. So easier said than done.
Yeah.
Just speak it for me once. Just that line. Ich bin zum.
Ich bin zum Unglück schön geboren.
Ich bin zum Unglück. Keep and this goes for any language that you sing.
Yep.
As uniform as you can keep the vowels as you sing, it will make the legato that much easier.
Okay.
That wasn't really English, but I think you sort of understood.
I do. I hear you.
Ich bin zum Unglück schon geboren. As close together as you can, keeping the vowels sounding, feeling the same, your legato will be easier to maintain.
Got it.
Okay. So say it one more time for me.
Ich bin zum Unglück schon geboren.
Good. Now in tempo.
Yep. Ich bin zum Unglück schon geboren.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Where can you pick it up?
I can
Slip it back a little and see.
Find out. Yeah. Täubchen, meine Schöne, vergebens. Ach, sie ist verloren. Ich bin zum Unglück schon geboren. Ich plauderte, und das war schlecht. Und drum geschieht es mir schon recht.
Great. See, that's again in this piece, you're going to repeat lines.
Yep.
We're going to hear them. Und drum geschieht es mir schon recht, right? The more you can do what you just did, the easier it will all be. And weirdly, again, this goes for any language you sing. If I in the audience am watching you to get the diction, I don't hear it anywhere nearly as clearly as when I am just listening. So when you see those great singers in recordings, and it looks as if they're not really moving their mouth at all while they do it, you understand the text so much more clearly.
Yep.
Okay, good. That was terrific. How did that feel?
Easier, just collected, period. Yeah.
I'm all about easier. Yeah,
Right.
That's great. Cool. Can we go from, just press play and.
Sure. We'll see. Yeah.
You're right at ich gekostet.
Hold on. Back up just a hair. Seit ich gekostet diesen Wein,
Beautiful.
seit ich das schöne Weibchen sah, so brennt im Herzenskämmerlein, so zwiegt es hier, so zwiegt es da. Papagena, Herzensweibchen, Papagena, liebes Weibchen. Sie ist umsonst, es ist vergebens, müde bin ich meines Lebens. Sterben mag die Liebe einen, wenn's im Herzens noch so brennt.
Good. Long vowels.
Yeah.
So even on the cutoffs and the end of phrases, I would rather have Herzen noch so brennt. And the T at the tail end. Again, we sing on the vowel.
Yeah.
Great. See if you can pick it right up.
Sure. Backed it up a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Oh, so brennt. Okay. Diesen Baum, da will ich zielen.
Great. Just as a generalized note, I always try and encourage everyone to breathe the space for the highest note you sing in the phrase.
Yep.
So that every note in the phrase gets the benefit of the resonant space of the highest note, right? Yep. So before that phrase, diesen Baum, that's the space you have, as if you were going to sing, diesen Baum, da will ich sie, right?
Yes.
And then all you're doing, I can't put this down here, is it feels like horizontal stretch because you already have the space made. And this is a definitely a thing. I know when I'm working with Ryan on Die Spiltnis, we're going to talk about this. if you can feel that the stretch remains horizontal and not vertical, it all becomes so much easier. And we work right through things like registration and tessitura.
Right.
Okay. So when you get, when you're singing Guglielmo, you sort of maintain everything from like B flat to F, and it's this kind of feeling rather than constantly the way Mozart makes us up and down, and it feels exhausting. And by the last page of the aria, you feel like he's alive and standing on your neck. So if we can avoid that, it's really great. So breathe for that highest note in the phrase. Cool. Just sit back a little bit and go back to the Dies and Baum.
Diesen Baum, da will ich zielen.
Great.
Mir an ihm den Hals zu schnüren, weil des Lebens mir missfällt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt, weil du böse an mir handest, mir kein schönes Kind zu bandest. So mich aus, so sterbe ich. Schöne Mädchen, denkt an mich. Schöne Mädchen, denkt an mich.
Great. So did you go to a school where in chorus you had to raise your hand when you made the mistake?
Oh no, that's just me. I pray on it. I'm like, oh Lord, that's gone. That's not right.
Okay.
That's what that is. No, that's there's a chorus I worked with in Houston that was just very much like, it's me. Don't call on me, maestro, please. Yeah.
Definitely, you want to get that out of your system before you get into an audition situation.
Yep.
But you totally get it. So with that same idea of that horizontal sense, as this whole aria goes, the more you can just do what you did, which was really terrific. I just kind of want to reiterate it for you. Is it will become much, much more efficient as you do it, so that you get to make all the dramatic choices and all of the sort of physicalization that you want to do, and it will never take a toll on the instrument, right? It doesn't matter whether you're swinging from a tree or whether you've got a bird cage or whether you're chasing somebody around with a net or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not going to take a toll here because all you are doing is breathing and leaning on that air with all that resonant space that informs every note you sing. So it's terrific. We're right before Will sich ein.
Yep. Will sich eine mich armen. Sorry, we're gonna start that over. Didn't love that one. Sorry.
Well, and so one of the things is at this point, basically from here on out, every breath you take needs to be D natural.
Yep.
Right? Space for D natural. And it happens in any Mozart aria in every voice type. Last page and a half of D-spiltness, if you're not breathing for A flat, you're done. Right? So same thing here. Figure out what that is. Know that every single breath you take, you're ready to sing that note. And then every other note you sing is informed by that resonant space.
Got it.
Cool.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we have been dealing with all year in this year of making music technologically.
It's the truth.
It's fantastic. I mean, you guys are amazing. All that you have done and continue to do.
Will sich eine mich armen, ist wahr sein. Rufet nur, ja oder nein. Rufet nur, ja oder nein. Keiner hört mich. Alle stille, 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 stille. Also ist es eure Wille. Aber geh doch frisch hinauf, wenn des deines Lebens Lauf.
Great. Yes. Sorry, and we can rewind it a little bit.
Oh, it's good.
But one of the tendencies in an aria like this is to feel like you don't have time to take your breath, right? Because every phrase builds up on the next one, and you start to just breathe higher and higher and higher. So make sure, and actually there is time in here always, because in the hands of a genius like Mozart, he built it in. He built it into the spoken phrase and into the sung phrase, that you can go ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and there is time always to release the low abs in order to make sure that you have your support underneath you. And release is almost more important than the engagement that happens, because your body's going to do that. But if we do the American, hold it in so we all look good, right? It all stacks. So make sure every breath you take, let it all hang out. You just release that right at the sort of belt line.
Cool.
There is time.
Back that up a little bit. See where we get. Hold on.
That was at noon. Yeah.
Yep.
So back a little further.
Further. Fisica no mi charmen, magis Herzen noch erbarmen, wo soll das ich mal sein?
Luis?
Ja oder nein?
Luis?
Ja oder nein? Keiner hört mich. Alle stille, also ist es eure Wille, aber geh nur frisch hinauf, wenn des deines Lebens Lauf, aber geh nur frisch hinauf, wenn des deines Lebens Lauf. Nun, ich warte noch, es sei, ich warte noch, nun, es sei, bin ich mein Seelet, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei, weil mich nichts zurückhält. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt.
Good. So, I mean, you know that when you have a live collaborator, you can take all the time in the world.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I mean,
wait.
I know. I wish that for you all so much. But so once you start at nun wohlan, so make sure that those rests are really important and you fill them dramatically, and make sure that you allow yourself a different kind of emotional state with each of those, particularly with this aria that kind of ends. There's no big, sort of Cheryl Milnes moments at the end where you can do that, right? So you, nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. I mean, just as a suggestion, one of them can be, a little more inny, kind of, holy schmo, this is, what am I going to do? The next one can be a little bit bigger, so that, weil mich nichts zurückhält. Now, when you get to Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt, make sure that you don't let any of the sort of interior stretch that you have collapse as you come down.
Yeah.
Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. that space, it shouldn't be a reopening. It should just be an energizing of space you already have there. Because there is always a tendency at that point, this is not unique to you, to let it go a little flat. It gets a little sort of flabby, and which makes the pitch get a little saggy. Okay. Yeah. So see if we can just get back to the last.
Sure. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei.
I want to ask just posit one more question to you. Why do you think those rests are in there?
They're either like sobs in between, or just like he literally like is catching his breath like every like trying to stifle tears essentially.
Okay. Either one of those options is great. Whichever one you choose, or if you do both, they need to be a little more evident.
Got it. Got it. Drei. Eins. Zwei. Drei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei. Nun wohlan, es bleibt dabei, weil mich nichts zurückhält. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt.
Good. One little vocal trick for you. Gute Nacht, falsche Welt. Portamento, which is connection to breath.
Yep.
Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. And actually, it's not too much.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to just do those last two phrases? And I just got our 60-second warning.
Great. Good. Back up a little bit. Weil mich nichts zurückhält. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt. Gute Nacht, du falsche Welt.
Yeah. So it's a physical feeling I want you to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Necessarily have to be audible. It can be. Play with it, but the idea is that I want the physical connection. It doesn't have to have a portamento, but you need to feel it.
Got it.
That's reliance on your breath, right? That's you leaning on the air, so that line maintains the resonant space that you've created.
Okay. Great.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I follow that. I follow all of that.
Cool. All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay. That was fantastic. Good. Onward.
Hello, my name is Angel Riley, and this is Je suis encore from Massenet's Maman. Je suis encore tout étourdi. Je suis encore tout Le crochet s'éloigne à peine que jamais de tous mes yeux. Et en haut, les grands bois, la plaine. Les voyageurs, jeunes et vieux, excusez-moi, c'est mon premier voyage. Je regarde le feu, curieuse, les arbres frissonnent au vent, et j'oubliais toute joyeuse que je partais pour le couvent, pour le couvent, pour le couvent. Devant tant de choses nouvelles, ne niez pas si je vous dis que je croyais avoir les oui, mon cousin, puis-je un moment de tristesse, je pleurais, je ne sais pas quoi. L'instant d'après, je le confesse, je riais. Je riais, mais sans savoir pourquoi. Mon cousin, excusez-moi, mon cousin, pardon. Je suis encore tout étourdie. Je suis encore tout étourdie. J'en suis à mon premier voyage.
Terrific. Oh, it's great. It's really wonderful. Let's work backwards a little bit. And I can, do you have a keyboard, or I can give you pitches if we need, and
Sure,
and then
I have lines in my score too, so if you want to start at a specific
oh,
point.
cool.
Yeah.
Good for you. Wow, that's great. You know how we talked about, just so everybody knows, Angela and I had the opportunity to work a little bit on Monday. But you know how we talked about that kind of keeping vowels
Yeah.
closer together, rounder mouth. So for French, if you keep basically the entire time like the Sebastian mouth from The Little Mermaid, you know how he talks like this the entire time, right? Believe it or not, it actually can keep things a little bit easier. So, for example, when you sing "Je suis encore tout engourdi," you round the E vowel so beautifully. If it were already round before,
Sure.
we get that beautiful sense of stretch, rather than any sense of I'm lifting to another place now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just start the last tempo 1 in my score. So je suis encore tout entourdi.
Je suis encore tout engourdi.
Yeah, how'd that feel?
Less spread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the E, it's not that the E spreads, it's that I'm always looking for even line bottom to top, right?
Mhm.
So I don't need or want to hear, registration parts of our voice, whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't need to demonstrate that in any way. Give me the phrase before that too and go into it. And then I want to do the very last phrase. And when you get to pardonne à mon bavardage. So stylistically in French, there is no emphasized syllable. right? So each of those, pardonnez à mon bavardage, j'en suis à mon premier voyage, right? I need each one to be super even, and weirdly, that's what allows us to understand the French better.
Okay.
As opposed to Italian and German, where you actually get to do double consonants and stress syllables and things. But in French, the language is better understood when it's unstressed.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Je suis sorry. One more time.
I don't have. Yeah.
Je suis encore tout je suis encore tout j'en suis à mon premier voyage.
Cool. The last phrase for me. To speak pardonnez à mon bavard.
Pardonnez à ma bavardage. J'en suis à
Good.
mon
À
premier
mon
voyage.
bavardage. Again, keep your mouth round, right? I'm sorry. Keep your mouth round still.
Okay.
Pardonnez à mon bavardage.
Pardonnez à ma bavardage. Yeah. That feels completely different.
It just simplifies it. It makes it so much more efficient. Again, so speak the whole thing.
Okay. Pardonnez à mon bavardage. J'en suis à mon premier voyage.
J'en suis à mon premier voyage.
J'en
And
suis.
really, I do want you to follow what Massenet has done. So rather than keep them a little more even. Pardonnez à mon bavardage, j'en suis à mon premier voyage.
Okay. J'en suis à mon premier voyage.
Yeah, you may not think that is as expressive as you want it to be, but it actually is so much clearer for us, and it is beautifully expressive. This is the moment where you can trust Massenet, right? Which we all have to kind of learn to do with the composers that we're singing. Cool. I want that same sense of things in all of the very speaky sections of this. Right? Let's just start it again. You can start it with recording. And do feel free to sort of play the sense that Lescaut is there and that, you know, he has just said, you know, sort of to everybody, oh, she's so charming, you know. She's so lovely.
Je suis encore tout étourdi. Je suis encore tout engourdi. Mon cousin, excusez-moi, excusez-moi des mots. Je suis encore tout étourdi. Pardonnez à ma bavardage, j'en suis à mon premier voyage.
Beautiful. Hold on right there. if you sing through the C sharp as if you were going to crescendo into the A at tout étourdi, even though they stay even, tout étourdi, it won't feel like a different place.
Okay.
And make sure that when you take that breath, that's the space that you've already made.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Just do that. Je suis encore.
Je suis encore.
Sorry to stop you, but je, that's like low middle for you. Straight on, 50 chest, 50 head.
Je suis encore tout étourdi.
I love that.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Much better.
Oh, cool.
Easier.
Okay.
Easier.
Yeah. So it's all about, and this happens in the practice room, that you have sort of your plan of attack for this, in that for this phrase, I'm breathing to prepare for that A natural that I need to sing. And then when you get into it, you trust that work to be done, right?
Sure. Okay.
And then what happens is you find the whole thing becomes more efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
do that again, sing through that, and then you can press play and we'll get right to the cautious thing.
Je suis encore tout étourdi. J'en suis à mon premier voyage. Le crochet c'est un état calme que j'admirais de tous mes yeux. Les hameaux, les grands bois, la plaine. Les voyageurs, je les ai vus. Oh, mon cousin, excusez-moi, c'est mon premier voyage.
Beautiful. Every opportunity you have in this piece to let the line feel more legato, definitely go there. So when you get to les hameaux, les grands bois, la plaine, les voyageurs, jeune et vieux, all of those opportunities for you to stay on the breath, on wine, just makes it, again, easier for us to understand.
Okay.
Yeah? Can you zip back to before le coche s'éloignait?
Yep. Le crochet s'éloignait à peine que j'admirais de tous mes yeux. Les hameaux, les grands bois, la plaine. Les voyageurs, je les ai vus. Oh, mon cousin, excusez-moi, c'est mon premier voyage. Je regarde les fleurs furieuses, les arbres frissonnant au vent, et j'oubliais toute la joyeuse que je portais pour le couvent.
Good, good, good. Beautiful. Joyeuse. Can there be a little more ooh in that euse? Right?
Okay.
The French nasal is our very best friend. Gets the voice right where it is most resonant.
Okay.
Et j'oubliais toute joyeuse. And again, breathe for that space.
Okay.
How does this feel?
Great.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's getting so clear now. It's counterintuitive to us that we can be so pedantic with the French and not
Exactly.
expressy, and that it will actually be clearer. But again, in the hands of a wonderful composer, he sets the text in a way that makes perfect sense. So you can say, et j'oubliais toute joyeuse que je partais pour le, C'est mon premier voyage. Any of those things.
Okay.
They're said in such a way that it makes the text so much clearer for us. And then it stays really efficient and simple for you. Yeah, beautiful.
Je regarde les fleurs curieuses, les arbres frissonnant au vent, et je m'y tant joyeuse que je portais pour le couvent, pour le couvent, pour le couvent. Devant tant de choses nouvelles, ne riez pas si je vous dis que je croyais avoir les
Beautiful. Angel, that was gorgeous. And it had sort of more grace and sort of more poise.
much freer.
Yeah.
So I'm liking it.
I think you can sing into the C before the A flat a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And treat it's sort of like going out to the end of a diving board, right? And you want to get spring. So you're going to go, you know. And it just then becomes this beautiful sort of stretch in the space you've already made. Si je vous dis, if you can, or ne liez pas.
Okay. Ne riez pas si je vous dis que je croyais avoir les et m'envoler au paradis. Oui, mon cousin, oui, j'ai un moment de tristesse, je pleurais.
Beautiful. That's great. Can you do it once from Que je croyais without the recording so you can
Okay, sure.
do it in your own time? And then puis, that's like Yo-Yo Ma getting his second vaccine, right? Like blow it. Puis, you heard that story, right? Yo-Yo Ma went for his second vaccine in the Boston area, and he actually played. He brought his cello and he played in the 15-minute wait period for everyone who was there. He did a free concert.
Oh, of course. We love Yo-Yo
With a
Ma.
capital M. Right?
Sure.
Okay, so yeah. Voyez? Good. One more. I'm gilding the lily now. I promise you, because it's gorgeous. Can you think it goes more to the U space than E space?
Sure. Okay.
Beautiful. Juste un moment. You have this beautiful richness and it's in the sort of under, it's in the lower partials of the beautiful round tone. Just like into that, it's gorgeous. Okay. Yeah. Actually, at that very moment, juste un moment, I had this little oral memory of my friend Pat, actually. Aww. It's this gorgeous, rich, but with this laser center, but this richness. It's just beautiful. Puis good. Don't don't lose the roundness in the low.
Okay.
Right? Je ne sais.
Je ne sais pas quoi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a richer sound. It's
I
much
see.
more colorful.
Okay.
The minute we sort of, tenors and sopranos, we sort of get like that,
Mhm.
it cuts all of this off, and that's color, richness, burnished. It's, it's
Gotcha.
beautiful.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Just go ahead and press play. Good. Again, on the C sharp, all bets are off, but try and keep the rounder and don't spread at the top.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So for us, it's really all about interior space.
Okay.
And the exterior, the mouth, right, our embouchure, actually is what gathers our sound. So the more you can, you'd be surprised. And it can feel less vertical and more horizontal that way. And then what it does is it makes the tone just go bam.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it without the chord.
Just
Give us a little laugh.
Whoa, sorry.
Mais, sans savoir
Oh, okay.
Now, although a portamento in French literature is not appropriate, I do want you to feel the physical connection. So just once, give me a super sloppy portamento up to the C sharp so you feel physically what your body does to support that sound.
Okay. Sans savoir pourquoi.
Sorry, I gave you the wrong note.
Sans savoir pourquoi.
Yeah. But I want you to go.
Okay. Sans savoir pourquoi.
Yeah. And that up there is going to feel more like awe.
Okay.
Right? Awe.
Yeah,
like,
I feel I'm still, I think, doing too much of a horizontal spread.
the awe will help, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like all y'all down in Texas need to wear your masks, even if there isn't a mandate. All.
Okay.
Man.
Sans savoir pourquoi.
How's that feel?
Much different.
Good, different?
Good different.
Different?
It's just in a completely different place. It feels like a place with definitely more space and just higher in this kind of area. So
the cool thing is if we allow really low support with really, really stretched horizontal space, the voice will place itself in the most resonant place it can.
okay. Sure. Okay. Sans savoir pourquoi.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the only thing I would encourage you to do in your own practice of this is don't think of that C sharp as not being attached to everything else.
Okay.
Right now, it feels like you're sort of going, no, I am really going to another place. And you don't have to.
Okay.
And you can keep it as part of that line.
Okay.
Right? Don't make it about that note.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you're too good a musician to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Let it be. This is the only way Manon can express this moment, right?
sure.
Once more.
Mais, sans savoir pour...
You know, that's where you're setting it up. Mais, you're going mais, mais.
Okay, sure. Mais, sans savoir pourquoi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it feel okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
I'm just like thinking of all the things, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, and listen, thank you so much for your willingness to kind of go there. I mean, particularly in this sort of a setting, and you know, it's really, I'm so grateful to you, and it is so beautiful. But I would say in that very French way, just keep that everything can, I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it really is, the more you can keep everything sort of in that kiss the girl kind of mouth of Sebastian, the easier all of it winds up being.
Yeah, it has been in this little amount of time. So
great. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Oh gosh, I love that. I love French opera. I guess Ryan.
Hello, my name is Ryan Johnson, and I will be singing Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön from Die Zauberflöte. Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön, wie noch kein Auge je gesehen. Ich fühle es, wie dies Götterbild mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. Mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. Diese, was kann ich nicht nennen, doch will ich hier im Feuer brennen. Soll die Empfindung Liebe sein, soll die Empfindung Liebe sein. Ja, die Liebe ist allein. Die Liebe ist allein. Oh, wenn ich sie nur finden könnte, oh, wenn sie doch schon vor mich stände, ich würde warm und rein, was würde ich? Ich würde sie voll entzücken an diesen heißen Busen drücken. Und ich werde sie dann mein. Und ich werde sie dann mein. Und seed on mine, each feather seed on mine.
Great. Terrific. And bravo to you for keeping your tempo through the last two phrases of this. I got to tell you, and for every tenor out there who sings this aria and is listening to this, every conductor in the world will slow down the last of this aria. You cannot let them do it.
Yeah.
You got to maintain it. It is a death wish.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really important that you maintain. Also, you know, from a dramatic standpoint, you can play it that, you know, even though it sort of ends down, that's not emotionally where he is at the end of this aria, right? Good. Can we do the first two phrases, four phrases, just on oo or loo? Ooh, and I want a super spacious. I want a very closed ooh, but I don't want it to be pingy at all.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So I want it to feel really spacious. And again, we've talked about this sort of horizontal thing. So breathe for the G, and then knock and beat is God. You've already got that space on the intake of breath.
Okay.
Lulu or ooh, ooh, whatever. Good. And I should have said, I want you to pay really close attention to how this feels, not what it sounds like.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Let it be like very kind of sublaryngeal.
Okay.
To begin with, and sloppy as all get out.
Okay.
That's how much breath it takes to do this,
Yeah.
right? And when you get to that last phrase, that A flat has to already be prepared,
Yeah.
or it just feels like you're climbing the last 3 steps of a ladder that ended 2 steps ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to do it with the text,
Okay.
and I do not need you to chew the diction.
Okay.
I want you to do all of it. I want you to think the pure vowel, think the pure diction, sing through that ooh space you just experienced.
Okay. Yeah.
Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön, wie noch kein Auge je gesehen. It's going to feel like you have a mouthful of mashed potatoes.
Okay. Yeah.
We will not hear that. Okay?
With the accompaniment or?
Yeah, sure.
Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön.
So it's hateful that those are the first 2 words of this aria. D always wants us to go like right there.
Yeah.
Bild. Dies Bild.
Yeah.
Do that for me.
Dies Bild.
D.
Dies.
Good.
Dies Bildnis
does that feel?
Yeah, it feels a little more connected and a little bit more narrow, instead of
Yeah, absolutely. Because keeping the mouth round actually gathers the sound.
Yeah.
But the interior space is huge, massive, right? Resonant, and it should all feel sort of weirdly lower.
Yeah.
Because that's the tricky thing with the Mozart aria, right? Is it just feels like by the end, your larynx is like here.
Yeah.
Right? Because we keep kind of creeping up. Everything you do, like I need you to channel your inner baritone here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Dies Bildnis ist bezaubernd schön, wie noch ein Auge je gesehen. Ich fühle es, wie dies
Good. Now, when you did it on just Lou, you went, wie dies and I still want that.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It doesn't have to be audible, but it has to be connected to your breath.
Wie dies mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt.
Good. And for my money, you can take this to, a coach may tell you differently, but I don't want the 30 seconds to sound like an ornament. I want them to be part of a vocal gesture. Yeah. So I need Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. If you subdivide them out all the way, it's not like a little turn. It really is his, the expression of what he's feeling in his heart.
Yeah.
Right? Meine
Herz mit neuer Regung füllt. Mein Herz mit neuer Regung füllt.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels a lot narrower instead of mine had it, yada, yada,
Yeah. So ideally, I mean, it's the same thing. I'm a bit of a broken record on this. If you breathe for the highest note in the phrase and maintain that with air, every note you sing is informed and enriched by that sort of quality of resonant space.
Yeah.
So you have this much time to go to make deep. It can't be deep, right?
Yeah.
You want to keep that beautiful round resonant space, and you're going to maintain that G space now all the way through these next two phrases. Let it feel bowier when you start rather than struck. So air. Decent. Another reason why I don't want those 30 seconds to seem too short, because it sort of takes you off of a legato line.
Yeah.
Okay. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Decent, was kann ich zwar nicht nennen.
Enjoy the blue note a little bit more. Nicht nennen. Like, let it feel chesty. Yeah.
Decent, was kann ich zwar nicht nennen. Doch will ich hier wie Feuer brennen. Soll die Empfindung Liebe sein?
Grace.
Soll die Empfindung Liebe sein?
Good. Think of sein more like zoin, right? Again, if you're thinking I, but singing through an ooh space. In the mouth, it's going to feel like Liebe sein.
Yeah.
We still get plenty of bright vowel.
Yeah.
Okay. Soll diem.
Soll diem Findung Liebe sein.
Ja.
Ja, ja.
Good. Round the E. Round the E vowel.
Okay. Liebe ist allein.
Good.
Die Liebe, die Liebe, die Liebe.
Yeah.
Ist
Good.
allein.
Good. Liebe. Don't change that position. It's going to like, it just sort of drops into that place, but you maintain that resonant space so we get it with no press in the low.
Yeah.
Right? Then we're not trying to go, like make it big.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to feel more round rather than pointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love that now very naturally as you're keeping your mouth rounder, the Liebe is more like a schwa than it is Liebe.
Liebe.
It's just easier to sing. Liebe.
Yeah. Die Liebe ist allein.
Good. Yeah. Now do for me. Like here. Oh. Good. Can you be sloppier on the way up, please? Right. That's those next two phrases. It's actually the entire rest of the art, right? Every note you have to sing, you've just done. So the A flats should never feel higher than what you just experienced.
Yeah.
There should never be a press in the low or a release of that space.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means from this point on in the aria, every breath you take has to be ready for the A flat.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wenn ich sie nur finden könnte, oh, wenn sie doch schon vor mir stände, ich würde, warm und rein, was würde ich?
Beautiful. How does that feel?
It feels a little strange. It just feels different, you know.
In what way?
I guess I'm just not used to keeping it in that space, and I guess I'm having some confusion about what the space is. Like, where are you feeling the space?
It feels like a yawn.
Okay.
I mean, what from a muscular sensation, to me, it feels like a yawn.
Yeah.
That kind of, and that sort of domi, yawny, and you know, I mean, this space we're talking about is really just, you know, the inside of your head, right? Because the vibration is bouncing off the bones of your skull and all of, you know, all that makes your sound unique.
Yeah.
But from a sort of sensation standpoint, I feel kind of a yawn.
Mhm.
Like, but I'm talking, you know, big sort of first yawn of the day, kind of yawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Ich würde sie.
But E kind of came right here.
Yeah.
So the thing you're going to have to sort of give up is feeling like you're in control of that tone.
Yeah.
You're in control of the production of sound, but not the sound itself.
Mm.
And so when it's really, really resonant, the difference between Z and Z in a space, that kind of rounder sound, it doesn't feel like I'm as in control of it, but I know that sound travels better in an acoustic space.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a trade-off, and it's definitely a trust thing.
Yeah.
Ich.
Ich würde sie wollen schicken an diesen heißen Rosen drücken.
Yeah, talk to me about
What?
that. How does that feel?
It felt a little more comfortable. It felt a little more flexible in a way.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds more even to my ear.
Yeah.
And it looks less effortful. Yeah. I mean, I know how much your body has to work to maintain that,
Yeah.
but I don't want to see that in the audience.
Yeah.
I just want to see it look. I mean, that's part of our job, right? Is that we have to make it look easy.
Yeah.
And when you do it right, it's incredibly annoying because people think it was really easy, right?
It's like
Oh wow, you just made that look so easy.
Yeah.
Well, the heck with you, you do it. But that idea that you really want to on diesen heißen Buch. He's talking about his burning breast that he wants to pull her to, right?
Yeah.
Heißen Busen drücken. Right? On diesen.
An diesen heißen Busen drücken.
Yeah, and so what I want you to feel is super legato. Heißen Buh. You don't have to connect them with sound, but you have to connect them with breath so that it feels like since we're online, I can use one of my teaching visual aids, that it feels like this all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Not that you're going beam, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Heißen Busen drücken. And it only gets more stretched.
Yeah. Okay. An diesen heißen Busen drücken.
Ewig.
Und ewig werde sie dann mein.
Yeah, and this should feel like your favorite vocalies, right? Right?
Yeah. Und ewig werde sie dann mein.
Beautiful. Mine. Ewig werde sie dann. As you think about it now.
More coffee. Okay.
Und
ewig werde sie dann mein. Und ewig werde sie dann mein. Ewig werde sie dann mein.
Good. That phrase, right, is the bane of all our existence, and it can't feel like you're going to go down and then back up again.
Yeah.
So you maintain that big yawn.
Wie ferne sie dann mein.
It's as if I think we did this. It's as if you were singing,
Wie ferne sie dann mein. Ewig.
right?
Yeah.
So, wie ferne. Ewig ferne sie dann mein. Ewig ferne sie dann mein.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's different, and it's like I have to think about it just a bit more to keep it in that same track,
Yeah.
instead of changing lanes almost.
Right. And because I can tell you from experience, that is what gets tiring in a Mozart aria.
Yeah.
If you can stay in your lane for the entire aria from start to finish, when you get, the last page of Un'aura, the last page of Ich baue ganz, every single Dalla sua pace, Il mio tesoro, every single aria you can come up with, I love that idea of actually staying in your lane. The idea of this sort of horizontal sense to me is learning how to lift with your legs and not your back.
Yeah.
Right? When we keep adjusting here to change the pitch, that's lifting with our back. And eventually it gets exhausting.
Yeah.
When you do this and every breath you take has the sort of preparation for every note you have to sing in the aria, you're lifting with your legs and you can lift a lot more weight for a lot longer time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, my pleasure. And thank you all too. This has been amazing. And, such a joy to share this time with you.
Just terrific. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your experience. I mean, there's nothing quite like having walked and lived that role,
right,
in terms of helping people understand what it's going to actually feel like at that point in the role in the evening on in various circumstances, conductors, and giving them the notices to say, don't let them slow down, things of that nature. It's so essential. It's so essential, and it's and I think the way you imparted it also is very informative, because they'll know not to just say, don't slow down there. That it's a way that to sort of to diplomatically request what you need. So Bill and I have had so many wonderful experiences together on stage and off stage, and I've treasured every moment of it. And so thank you so much for being part of this expansion program and infecting our young artists with your knowledge and talent.
Oh, thank you. It is my joy.
Absolutely. Listen, with that, we have reached the end of this masterclass, and thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope you will join us again for the next and final installment of this year's John D. and Sally S. Levy masterclasses. Our last class will take place on Friday, April 16th at 4 p.m. Central, featuring world-renowned mezzo-soprano and Grammy Award winner Isabel Leonard. For more information about this series or to watch recordings of previous masterclasses, visit us online at experienceopera.org/masterclasses. Thank you again for joining us today. We'll see you soon.